So speaking of yelling at Jonah, yes. So I had this whole trip planned to Dallas. I was going there to speak at like a convention, basically. So I a couple weeks before I got the offer for the convention, and I was like, I would love to plan it so I can come in the same day and leave the same. Because every time I spend a night in like a city, I just lose the day because I come back and I'm so tired. So that's how we did it. I was supposed to arrive Saturday morning and be out Saturday night, and I'm home in my bed Saturday night. So I invited Jonah to come, and I knew Jonah was going to be late to the airport. So I called him an Uber myself. Like I put it in front of his house, and I was like, it is in front of your house. Go outside. It's there waiting for you. The Uber waited a little over 9 minutes for this guy to come. And he was calling me, texting me, where are you? I was like, he's coming, and didn't show up. Uber canceled. Now I'm at the airport. We're really running out of time. And now I call him another Uber. So Jonah gets in that Uber, and he arrives late to the airport, right? So now we're running through TSA, and Jonah's vlogging, like as he's going through TSA. Like he's vlogging this like stupid... He's vlogging like how his bags are going through the thing. I'm like, where the fuck are you even going to use this? Right. Like you're just vlogging random shit. Like just get through TSA. Let's get on the plane. And then we get through TSA, and I'm like, Jonah, we have to run to our gate right now. We're going to be late. But one of his shoes, I guess he didn't put in the box and is stuck in the TSA machine, where like the X-ray machine. Yeah. So he's looking for his fucking left shoe. So this is like 10 seconds pass by. Over the intercom, I hear, flight to Dallas. We're looking for the last 3 passengers, right? This is like fucking it. It's go time. So we're sprinting down. Jonah finally has his shoe on. We're sprinting down. We miss it by fucking literally 3 seconds.
Ooh,
they close the door. They're like, we can't do anything about it. The door's shut. And this is bad because I have agreed to go to this convention, and it isn't like the David Dobrik show. This is like I'm part of like a big conference where other people are speaking. So I'm like part of like a schedule where I have to go.
And it's the last flight out that will get you there at the appropriate time.
It's the last flight out. So I'm like, okay, I'm booking a private plane. I'm using all of the money that I'm going to make at the show on this private plane. I just need to get there because I don't want to be an asshole that misses this event.
Right.
So we couldn't get the private plane. And now keep in mind, this is all because of Jonah now that I'm losing. I have lost a little over, private plane will be around $25,000. Because his shoe got stuck in the TSA and he couldn't get in the first Uber, I have now lost $25,000 because I have to book this private plane. So I booked this private plane, and so then turns out there's no private planes available that will get us out in time. We're at Burbank Airport, so we call LAX, and they have seats left on one of their last flights going to Dallas for the time that we would need. So I'm like, fuck it, let's get on this one. Now the people at the convention, at the conference, are nice enough. They're like, okay, we're going to push back your part of the show till later. So I'm like, thank you so much. But now I'm staying at the conference. Like now I'm going to stay overnight.
Right,
so
you can't get a flight out anymore.
So I'm staying overnight. So Jonah screwed up my day. Like that's gone.
Right.
But luckily, I didn't have to pay for the private plane. I got a regular flight
from
LAX.
Right.
And now I vowed to myself, I'm like, okay, all the money I make from the show, I'm going to give to somebody at the show because it's not even my money anymore because I missed the show. Like I messed up the schedule. Like it's not, I already voted it out. Like it's not my money. And then we get to LAX and we're going through TSA. Jonah's lagging behind me once again. And Jonah gives the guy his ID and they go, do you have another ID? And I go, oh my God, what's wrong? And he goes, this is expired. I was like, when did it expire? He goes, in 2016.
Oh, man.
And Jonah doesn't have a debit card or any kind of second identification on him, so he can't get on the flight. And he doesn't come with us, and he has to go back home in an Uber. And he's ruined our entire day. Cost me so much time and money.
Sure.
And he's back home eating kebabs. I was so furious.
Going to cryo with
Jeff.
Going to cryo.
Going to cryo. He went to cryotherapy with Jeff. And I got so angry when I saw that Insta story with his. And then he got fucking drunk. He called me drunk. He's like, we're having the best time over here in LA.
I know he did. We were hanging out Saturday night and he got drunk and he was like, go, let's call Dave. And I was like, no. Do not call Dave. Do not.
Yeah.
Let's call Dave. Tell him what a good time we're having. I'm like, do not call Dave right now.
I was
please.
Like, that's so stupid.
I'm like, that's the last thing he wants to hear.
Calls me.
He's at
he's
some
like,
gig.
He's like, yo, guess what I did? I was like, what? What did you do? What could you have possibly done that you're calling me about? And he goes, I got drunk. I never drink. I'm having such a good time.
I know.
I go, Jonah, you fucked me over this entire night. But I think everything happens for a reason, right? The reason for this was after the show, we met this guy. He's DACA, just like I am, and this girl he really liked was also DACA, and he told me basically she's going through, I wouldn't say a tough time, but she's working really hard. She has 3 jobs. She has a kid. Her mother just
she's
got
the perfect person to give something to.
She's like the perfect candidate for some help.
Yeah.
So that's the girl we decided to go give the money from the show to, and it was so interesting because I would have never met her if I would have had to get back on the flight that night.
You're proud of Jonah. You're happy.
So this time it worked out.
Yeah.
So Jonah
did you a favor.
Jonah, being an idiot, helped out this girl in Dallas. So thank you, Jonah, for helping out that girl. And yeah, I think it was all worth it in the end.